Zoom. Hello, everyone. I am Paula Stewart. I am the CEO of SelfieMark. We're doing all these events to help women out there get their lives. We know that everyone is going through a hard time right now. So we're doing these events with amazing speakers, like Lena, because we want to help women out there, to go through their lives a lot easier with their kids, with their looks, with everything, motivation, everything what we can help. We're going to have different speakers talking about different subjects that they're actually motivational, and they're good for your daily life, just to go through your tasks with your family. Like today is spring, it's spring, so everybody's cleaning their closets, and they want to have some tips how to organize their lives, easier. And Lena is an expert on that. You probably read in the event page. She's been in the media for 20 years, and she now works for Macy's, and she's also a stylist, an image consultant. So she helps women and men, of course. I don't know, you help men a lot, but yeah. So she does that at Macy's, and she's a major stylist there, where she does a lot of events too, and she helps women with their looks. And she also does a lot of one-on-one closet consultations with many people. So that's what she's here today, because we want to hear about, how to really streamline your life and your closet to make it easy in the morning. And I know things are different now. Many people are not just, you're not going to work, you're not going to the office, but you still want to look your best in the morning. I still like to look okay, just for my kids, for my husband. I am at home, but I still want to, be, looking my best if I can. And I know many women also want to be like that. So let me see. I'm meeting some new people right now in the meeting. So pretty much, as you know, SelfieMark is an application that you can use for polling to looks, to products, or whatever you want. It's a free app in the App Store. We have it both in iOS and in Android. So as you can answer polls from other people, or you can just do your own polls and ask people what they think about two looks, what looks better, what product is better. You can get our community feedback, and we also have advisors who are giving feedback to our users. So pretty much that's all what it is about the app. But we want you to use it also, and you can get rewards from our partners, like gift cards and products that you can get, like makeup, different things that you can get just for using the app. So I'm gonna stop talking right now. I'm just gonna let Lena start now. And thank you so much for being here today and help us through this process. You can start now, Lena.
Hi, Paula. I was saying earlier, my name is pronounced Lene. It's not a big deal. It's just spelled like Lena. But I want to say first, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. It's very exciting. And it's always, I mean, in this time that's been so weird, being apart from everybody, it's nice to connect with people I haven't met. I think we probably all miss that interaction. And so I'm really excited to be a part of this. Thank you so much for including me and inviting me. I guess since we're talking about closet organization, I'll just kind of take you through a few things that I do with my clients, some tips and guidelines that I offer. And then whenever you guys want to just pop in and if you have any questions or anything that I can help with, I'm happy to know as well. So, I mean, the very first thing I do when I go to someone's house to audit their closet, we sit down and we have a conversation, 20, 25 minutes. I ask you a lot of questions. And one of the most important things that you can really, we try to hone in on is defining your style. And that's a lot of things. That's taking into consideration what you do for a living, what your everyday activities look like. And then defining your style as far as what do you like? What do you like to wear? And so when we lay down that groundwork of really looking at pictures and you telling me I like this, I don't like this is what I'm drawn to, it helps me start to really understand a little bit more about you, because once we get into your closet, all that information that I gather from you is going to be really helpful as we go through this process. And one of the most important things to remember is that when you decide to clean out your closet, and as we call it, edit your closet, you have to keep in mind it's an emotional experience. It's so hard for us sometimes to let go of things that we've kept in our closet for so long, and we may not know why we're keeping it. But when I help clients go through it, we talk about that. We talk about each piece. But skipping forward to actually being in the closet, the very first thing that we do is we take every single thing out of the closet. So we've got piles on your bed or on the floor of all of your clothes out of the closet. There's nothing in the closet. Let me backtrack also. A couple things, because if you decide to do it on your own in your house, these are some guidelines that I hope will be helpful. Some of the equipment that you're going to need, garbage bags. You're going to need a and I always recommend to my clients to get the thin velvet hangers, whatever brand you want is up to you. But the idea about that is that they're thinner, you get more room in your closet with thinner hangers, and clothes stay on them. So if you have like spaghetti straps or a silky dress, it's going to cling to the hanger, it's going to stay in place. And by getting hangers that all look the same and that are uniform, you're going to be transforming your closet into a place that's really pretty. And that's what we want. We want your closet to be a place that is fun for you to walk into or walk up to and say, oh my gosh, I love the way it looks. And once you're done arranging it in a way that is functional, it's going to be a lot easier to get dressed. So number one thing is we take it out of the closet. And then piece by piece, you have to hold it up, take a look at it. These are some things that I recommend you look for. Is the item, does it look nice or is it worn out? You know, how long have you had it? How does it really look? Then if you're not sure about the fit, put it on. Stand in front of that full length mirror and ask yourself honestly, how does this look on me? Are the seams in my blazers right on my shoulders? Does it fit my body? Does it work for my body type? These are a lot of things that you can ask yourself. And this is the time to be brutally honest, because the idea of getting your closet organized involves making some really tough decisions. And again, Paula, if you guys want to interrupt or ask questions, please do. I'm just kind of going over some things that I think are helpful as you're going through this process, especially if you're doing it alone. Um, Sometimes it can get overwhelming when you take everything out. One thing to keep in mind is that it's going to look like a crazy mess, but you keep going, you keep working for these. And you can even do it by categories if you want to do all your tops first or whatever, but the idea is get everything out of the closet. As you decide, okay, I like this piece, it works for me, it fits, I love it, it meets all the requirements that I need for my daily activities, put it on the hanger, put it in the closet. As you're going, you're going to be arranging your pieces in a way that is going to be very functional for you. So I recommend, like, for example, with tops, you order them light to dark, short sleeve to long sleeve. So that means you would start with like spaghetti straps. You'd get all your spaghetti strap tops, white, red, burgundy, navy, black. They're all in order, in color order, light to dark and all together. Then let's say you have sleeveless or a little thicker strap. Then you keep going down that line. Once you have those all arranged, you're going to see a nice flow. And the idea is to be able to walk into your closet and say, okay, here's all my tops. I wear all of these tops. They're in order. When you go in to get dressed in the morning, say if it's during a quarantine or during work, or if we're back in work, whatever, you're going to have everything clearly on display. Only the things that work for you in your life and only the things that represent your style and what you like to wear. I also recommend that if you have a piece that's kind of on the fence, if you say, okay, this is a little too tight, but I know I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to get into this, give yourself 6 months. But at the end of the 6 months, if you look back at that piece and you're not where you want to be and it doesn't fit, it's time to let it go. Because the closet really, truly, I think the most important thing we can remember is that it's a functional space. So things that don't get pulled for or don't get worn or don't get used, they don't get to live there. Only the things that really, truly work get to stay in your closet. And that brings me to sentimental pieces. I mean, we probably all have things in our closet that that we love and that we know we're never going to get rid of. I actually just did my closet a few weeks ago and ended up keeping, I think I put like 5 pieces in the sentimental category. One was a jacket that I hadn't seen in a long time, but I love it. It fits. It's got meaning, you know, for me, for the time of my life that I did wear it. So I always tell my clients 5 to 10 sentimental pieces, that's fine, but get them out of your closet. Put them in a box where they're going to be stored nicely so that if you want to go look at them, they're, you know, where they are, but they're not taking up space in a closet with all the other things that you actually wear. So those are some of the basics that I share with clients. And then at the end of the session, it's
That
really amazing.
is, let me
Yeah.
tell you something, Lena. We're all, as women, our bodies change, and motherhood changed my body, you know, as you know. So you, when sometimes you have clothes that you used to wear before pregnancy, and you have that attachment, is really emotional attachment to that clothes, you know, clothes that you used to wear that make you look so good, but you can't get in those clothes anymore. So it's really hard to let it go. So there is
Yeah.
that emotional attachment that, you know, you want to hold on to that just to see if it fits you later.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's a really hard thing to do, you know. So I personally go through that a lot. So I don't know, you have, yeah, like you said, you can put it in a box, then there'll be one solution, right? There'll be,
Well, yeah, if you want to put your sentimental pieces in a box so you know where they are and you know, like letting go of it is really hard. I I prefer that my clients let it go and just like we're done because it does feel lighter and it feels good. But if you take those baby steps, that's okay. The bottom line is you have to ask yourself for each piece. The most important thing you can ask yourself is, does it fit? It has to fit properly. You can't, I don't advise my clients. I always tell them, if you want me to style you and help you through this, you can't wear things that don't fit. Things have to fit. If
hmm,
it fits and you love it and you can think of a use for it and you're going to use it, keep it. You know, that's what it's all about, is filling your closet full of things that fit you, that serve your purpose for what you need. You know, I have clients that have different daily needs. I have professional women who wear suits every day. I have soccer moms who have a completely different wardrobe. The idea is filling your closet with the things that are going to be useful and purposeful for you. So if you do have those pieces that you're like, okay, I know I'm going to get back into that piece of clothing that, you know, I had before I had babies, that's fine. But I really recommend that you give yourself a time frame. You know, give yourself 6 months if you want and revisit it and put it back on in 6 months and ask yourself, okay, is it fitting me the way it needs to fit now? If the answer is yes, keep it. If not, ask yourself, what is it deeper about the reason that you're holding on to it? I mean, we have emotional attachments to our clothes. That's what it's all about with shopping. You see things that give you this emotion. You're like, I've got to have it. That's a whole different topic. But what I really try to encourage my clients to remember is that every piece in your closet you should love. It should have a purpose and it should get used. If it's just hanging there and it doesn't get used, it's taking up space. And then it interferes with the fun of getting dressed. You know, that's your closet should be a place that you enjoy going to visit rather than one that you dread going to visit.
very interesting. One, and the other thing that I want to ask you is this. Now the opposite. So you have things that they just so comfy, but they don't really fit you, but you feel so comfy on them that you don't wanna get rid of. So how to, you know, you should still hold on to those clothes, or you could just move on and uh, leave in your closet what fits your body, or and you know what makes you look better, or just hold on to those clothes that they're actually, you still don't know they fit you great, but they're just comfy clothes that you, like you said, soccer moms have those clothes a lot because you know you just feel comfy and just wanna, you know, be in your sweats, yoga pants, or whatever it is, or
Yeah.
t-shirt, and that's it. So what kind of, you know, basically my question is, should you hold on to those clothes, and also you hold on to them, then what to do with, you know, how do you look a little more polished and you're more presentable when you are the soccer mom?
Mhm.
um, That would
Yeah,
be interesting to know.
yeah. I mean, I think there's something to be said for comfortable doesn't have to mean sloppy or slouchy. It doesn't. You can be polished and dressed casually and still be stylish. You don't have to, comfortable doesn't have to mean frumpy. It reminds me of a client I had years ago who came to me. She had 6 kids. She needed a certain type of wardrobe. And I remember she said to me one time, she said, you know what, Lene? She goes, I'm a soccer mom, but I don't want to look like one. And that's not to say that all soccer moms look sloppy, but for her personally, she was battling with this idea of, look, I'm trying to handle 6 kids on a busy day, and it's easy for me to just grab that ratty t-shirt, throw on these leggings that are threadbare and sneakers and get out the door. But when she stopped to really ask herself, how do these clothes make me feel? How do I feel putting on these clothes and going out into the world, or even just lounging around the house? Does it make me feel like I take good care of myself? Does it make me feel special? Does it make me feel like I look good? These are things that she wanted. She wanted to feel like she was valuing herself enough to take time to put on things that made her look good or made her feel good or made her feel polished. And there's nothing wrong with that. Um, Again, if you feel like you're totally comfortable in your slouchy wear, I have t-shirts and things that I wouldn't wear out in public. I have a couple of those. I don't like a drawer full crammed of them, but maybe I would throw in an old t-shirt that belonged to my husband that's sentimental or whatever. That's fine. But in general, I always try to encourage my clients to understand that it's okay to take care of yourself and to choose things that make you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm comfortable, but man, I look cute too. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think so many times as women, we put ourselves on the back burner and say, well, I've got all these other things that are more important. But my message is we are important too. And it's okay to say, you know what? I want to take the time to build and curate a wardrobe that works for me, whether it's all casual, comfortable clothes, they can still all be polished and still look great.
Yeah, exactly. Colors are good because they really, for me, is something that it really lifts my spirits. When colorful clothes that make you happy, that's
Mhm.
also important to have in your wardrobe. Things that you make happy about, that you're happy with those clothes, that they fit you. That personally, I don't like clothes that they fit me too tight. I feel like a sausage, like I said. But I like clothes that they're a little more comfy. So, what is that? um, what do you think is that comfort zone? For example, if I'm a size 8 normally in my clothes and I buy always a size 10, do you
Mhm.
think that's a good thing to have, clothes that are a little bigger than what they usually should be? I mean, or do you think you should go for just right your size, or how do you manage that? That's one of the questions that I have also for, to keep in my closet. I say, well, this actually is a size 10 that I bought, and it fits me, but it's a little bigger than it should be, but I still want to keep it around, because sometimes between summer and fall, you kind of gain weight or not, so
Yeah.
you lose or gain. So you just have a little extra just in case.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that?
Well, the number one thing I tell my clients when it comes to choosing pieces and sizing, I always tell my clients, we don't look at the number. We really don't. The number doesn't matter. What
Yeah.
matters is fit. The most important thing is fit. And that's why trying on things is so important. Now, if you decide that you want a looser, kind of slouchier fit to your lounge pants, that's fine. But what we don't want is for it to look like it's too big. There are certain styles where it is meant to be the slouchier kind of look. As long as we can make it look polished and the clothing is not worn or threadbare, but we know that it is a specific statement or style that's clear, that's a different thing. But I would say if you're looking to throw on a pair of sweats that's like 3 times bigger just because you want to be comfy. I would say maybe around the house, but not going out in that. We want your clothes to fit and we want them to look nice and polished. That's part of getting that polished look is getting clothes that fit you and that fit you properly for the style that it is. I would say I have leggings that I wear, but I don't want them to be, too tight either. We want to be comfortable, but they need to fit. They just need to fit properly. So
Yeah, yeah, great. So if everyone has a question, I don't know if you have some questions, you can write it, or you can say whatever you want. Let me unmute everyone here.
is there anybody here who's thinking about cleaning out their closet or doing an edit? If you have any questions or how to get started or anything I
Yes,
can
you
help.
want to type any questions on the chat or something, and just maybe things about that you think about fitting, about colors, about what you should do in your, spring and summer closet tours, and your closet for fall. They're two different things. So that's kind of the thing that normally people ask. So you have any questions? No?
Well, I'm not planning to do any fixing my closet now because now in quarantine I've been eating a lot. So
I know that is true. I've put on some clothes in the last few weeks that are a little more snug than usual.
yeah.
I think we're all kind of facing that. And I think in a situation like this, there would be, once I get back into the store or I'm working personally with clients in their homes, I think with the times that we're going through, there is some wiggle room with, getting things out of your closet that don't fit. I mean, there's things in my closet that are too tight right now that is because we've been sitting around and we've been eating and drinking and all of that. So,
Yeah.
I think there's leeway for that. But what I would really encourage clients not to do is to keep something for years that has just been sitting there that doesn't, it just doesn't work. It doesn't fit. There's
Any
a
more questions, guys? Well, I think that's, oh, there you go.
Sorry. Yeah, I
But
was
we
battling
can
with
do
my
some
camera
questions
for
right
some
now.
reason.
Great. We're doing some questions about, I don't know if you have any questions about, how to organize your closet, about fitting. I know, so, Ilka is actually a model, so she can wear any fitted clothes, no problem. So, but I don't know if you have any questions, Ilka.
No, I was just battling to get in the call, and now the last minute I got my camera to work on.
Okay.
Okay.
But I was hearing everything that she was saying, so I get some tips. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Good,
Are you
good.
planning to audit your closet during this time or?
I already did it 2 times.
Good. Yeah, it's really, I mean, this is a good time to take advantage of the opportunity to really, and there's no rush. You can just, take a few days if you want. The idea is to get it done, but there's no pressure. So it's nice to kind of like, even if you do like one drawer or one room or whatever, just get started on it. It does feel good when you purge all the clothes out that you don't wear and you really have a clear vision in your closet of what you have to use. And the nice thing about that, when I work with clients one-on-one in their homes, once we get the closets done, what it really does is it lets you see the gaps in your wardrobe of what you might need for everyday use. And that helps when you go shopping, because if you make a list of, okay, I need new jeans and I need a pair of black pants or whatever, then you're not filling your closet with things just because they're on sale or just because they were cute. You have a real purpose when you hit the mall. The advantage of that too, I also recommend that you make a budget of what you think you want to spend. You save money and you're not filling your closet with things that you've wasted money on that you're not going to wear.
Yes,
Or
because they're on sale.
on sale. That's the worst reason to buy
Yep.
anything because it's on sale.
I
And I
normally
always,
when I do everything, and I have modeling students, and they always ask me, "Oh, do you have any clothing? Do you want to donate?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I got some there," and they just give it to them. So that way, I have more a clear vision of what I have and what I don't have, like you say, and don't buy anything just because it's just like, okay, I need 2 pair of jeans, or I need my little black dress. I have like 2 little black dress, and I love them. But when it happens like some years, I just take them out of there and get my 2 new black little dresses. So yeah, continue like getting things out, and it helps too, because I think that the getting all things out of your closet help you to clean your energy too. So
Agree. And the other thing I always like to talk about too is that, you know, if you have things that are just sitting in your closet, like you said, you have students that say, do you have anything I can wear? Think about that. Rather than just letting it sit in your closet collecting
Mhm.
dust, you're actually blessing somebody else and letting them use something that you're not using.
Mhm.
There's a huge benefit to that, not just for them, but for you. You know, it feels good to do that. So I think that's a great way
Yeah,
to,
they love when I tell them like, oh, I have some bags there. Like, oh yeah, yeah, just bring it to us, because they
yeah,
know I have like some fashion and some stuff. So I feel
yeah,
good because it's like they feel good. I feel good.
yeah,
And if not, I just donate it to Goodwill or somewhere that they can take advantage of the clothing, because I also believe in too much clothes
mhm,
out there is not you need to recycle the
yeah.
clothing.
Not good for
It's
the
a
environment.
waste, too much clothing out there. So yep.
I also think that giving or donating clothes really helps you with that emotional aspect of it if it's too hard to let go. If you think of it in a different way, not about yourself or, oh, I'm losing this, but actually think of it as it's going to someone, it's going to help them, it's going to make them happy, then I
Mhm.
think it makes it easier to let those things go that you need to let go. So, yeah. And regarding sale items, I mean, we all do it. You see something that's super cute and it's on sale and that justifies it. But before you do that, I recommend also that you just think of like, all right, I really feel like I need to get this piece of clothing. Pause for a minute, think about what's in your closet and think about outfits and ways that you're going to wear it. If you can do that, then I say, okay, just do it. If it's even if it's not on your shopping list. But you really need to, every piece that you put in your closet, you need to have a plan for how you're going to wear it. Otherwise, like you said, it's not good for the environment. You're wasting money, you're buying clothing that's just going to sit there and then you're going to throw it away. What's the point of
Mhm.
that?
Yep.
Good. But also, what I think is that your closet should be also made up of different pieces that you can use for different things that you have in your life. Like if you work, for in an office environment, or you work at home, or you work for free. So you also want to have different options that you can use and organize that, in a way that you can easily find different looks for different purposes. That's what I've been thinking about doing, because it kind of helps me, through the day or through the morning, whatever it is that you have to do. Then you can just take those pieces or for later, or you can just organize your clothes in a more effective way, depending on, things that are going in your life, during the week. I usually put first the pieces that I use most of the time, and then later you back in the closet, the things that I don't use every day, but I still want to keep them there because, like you said, because they feed me, or because there's an emotional attachment to that, or whatever it is. So I always keep those in the back of the closet, and I keep the ones that I use in the front. So how to do, do you have any tips about that? Like how to, keep depending on, what you do with your life.
Yeah, I mean, my recommendation is only put things in your closet that you know that you're going to use. And that's one of the reasons when I work with a client, I start with the conversation. You know, I get to their house, I pull out my computer. I've got a little form that we go through where I ask them, what does your day look like? Like, what do you wear to work? What do you wear on the weekends? What is, you know, we look at pictures of different styles and I ask them to show me what speaks to them, what doesn't speak to them. And not only does it help me, but I think it helps the client as well, really kind of start to focus in. Because when you visualize it and you talk about it and you write it down, you may not realize that there's pieces in your closet that you're like, why are they here based on this conversation that I just had? It really helps to focus what you're drawn to and what you're going to wear. I mean, I think we've all done this before. You see something cute and you're like, oh, I'm going to get it, but you really don't know why or what you're going to do with it. You know, so the more you take a purposeful approach to putting things in your closet, the better your closet's going to function, you know. And I do have my own pattern that I recommend that seems to work, you know, tried and true. But I also tell my clients, if there's something that works better that you feel more comfortable with, let's do it. The idea is to make your closet a place that you want to be, that you look forward to going to and pulling things and getting dressed. It's supposed to be joyful and fun and, you know, taking away that aspect of the dread of going and standing in your closet. You should never stand in your closet and say, I don't have anything to wear. If you don't have anything to wear, then you've got all the wrong things in your closet, and then you got to start at square one. You know, so that's it's like tough love. You know, you've got to say, all right, I thought that this was super cute. I thought I was going to wear it, but the reality is I'm not. I'm going to let it go. That's how we get our closets in really good functioning shape. So
Great. So I saw Jacinta, you came in a little later, but she was a little confused about the time. But
Yeah, my bad.
yeah, do you have any questions for Lena that maybe you have some sort of issues with your closet that you want to maybe help
So
about?
yeah, the conversation that we've been having has been quite useful. So I moved to the States a little while ago, and obviously the fashion has been quite different in San Francisco than what it was back home in Sydney in Australia. Like basically all of my summer clothes I cannot wear here because it's just too cold. And my yeah, so I've had to like shift a whole bunch of things, and now I'm moving, and again like moving to somewhere with a smaller wardrobe. So I was kind of like interested to hear any tips that you had for kind of curating that smaller wardrobe, because I am definitely the person who stands for my wardrobe and I'm like, I've got nothing in here that I really want to wear. And like I know I've gone through several culls already, but even just like I'm just curious to know how you kind of do you keep like a log of like your outfits, or like what's the thought behind like, because if I like, you know, if I have a pair of like, you know, a black skirt or like a pair of pants or something, like yeah, the things that are multifunctional, I've tried like doing it by color. I've tried doing it by like type, like this is all skirts, this is all pants.
mm-hmm.
But every time I just feel so frustrated with just like looking at my wardrobe, and I'm like, yeah, the most recent thing I've tried was the color thing, which kind of worked for a while, but didn't really work so well for like the kind of neutral basics.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of curious to know how you approach it.
So let me ask you this. You said you're moving from a warmer climate to a cooler climate, or?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I think probably the wardrobe that I need the most help with at the moment is like my work wardrobe, because I'm moving into a new job, and I guess the clothes that I've been wearing casually are probably not going to cut it. So yeah, I guess arranging your work wardrobe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you mean arranging it in your closet so that it works?
Yep.
Well, I think if you're changing your job and you're going to be wearing a different type of clothes, that's going to probably be, you're going to a more formal setting, like a professional office, or like wear a
Well, to be
suit.
honest, yeah, like to be honest, I have most of the clothes that I need already. It's just like the shopping. I don't know, I just need to buy a few more things to make it, I don't know, a better wardrobe. But I have issues with just organizing the actual wardrobe itself.
Okay, so with my recommendation is tops all together, hanging light to dark, short sleeve to long sleeve. Okay, then if you have blazers, light to dark, pants, light to dark. So every category on thin velvet hangers, hang them in an orderly fashion, light to dark, long to short, or short to long. Then you're going to be able to see everything in front of you, what you have. That's after you get rid of all the stuff that doesn't fit, that you don't wear, that is purposeful for what you need. Okay, so then I think we were talking about this before you popped in. Once you have that organization set in your closet, what it's going to do is it's going to reveal the gaps in your wardrobe. So you can say, all right, here's a suit that I know I need for work, but I don't have that cream colored shell, which is really versatile, that goes with all my suits. So maybe you put that on your list. I need a cream colored shell. Think about what you need on a daily basis and what's missing in your closet to meet that need. But you need to see everything in order, hanging, you know, by color, by items, by categories. So then you can really see what you need. That being said, if you're going from warmer to cooler, also, I would think about transitional pieces. You know, let's say that I don't know what you do. There's a lot about you. Obviously, I don't know anything about
Yeah,
what
no, that's fine.
you do. So I'm kind of just throwing suggestions out there. Like,
Yeah,
for
that's fine.
example, if you're wearing suits, think about in spring, you know, shells that are light and maybe sleeveless under your suit, transitioning into fall or cooler weather. Think about maybe a light turtleneck or a long sleeve blouse or things that will help you so you can still use that suit, but you just change the look underneath it. So it would help, you know, with the climate change. You know, those are some things
Yep.
to keep in mind when you're shopping for pieces. You can add certainly a pair of tights to a suit and boots, or no tights, square leg with a pretty pair of sling back pointy toe pumps. I mean, it just depends. But one of the things I like about a basic suit, and I don't know if suiting is something that you wear on a daily basis.
Yep, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so if you have a good quality basic suit, the awesome thing about a suit is that you can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can split the piece apart, you can add a skirt with the blazer, do the blazer with jeans.
Yep.
Once you get your basic pieces, the next thing I recommend that you do is do some flat lays on your bed. You know, put looks together and take pictures of them. You can even like, you know, flip through your phone on Sunday night and be like, oh, what am I going to do this week? And kind of have a mental idea. Okay, Monday, I think maybe that. And maybe Tuesday, I'll take that same suit and switch out the top. One thing I also tell my female clients, you know, a lot of them feel like every single day they have to wear something different. But if you're in an office, let's hear me out on this. And some clients agree, but think about men. Most men have a navy suit, a black suit, maybe a gray suit in their closet. That's it. So if a guy wears a navy blue suit 3 days a week and his black suit 2 days a week, but switches it out with a tie and a shirt, nobody says to him, didn't you wear that yesterday? They don't. They're all about business. Their suit fits, it's polished, it's put together. So I think that we're allowed to take that same approach. I have suits in my closet that I will wear the same suit 3 or 4 times, but different ways. Maybe twice in the week, the whole suit, but a different look underneath, or I might split the pieces apart. But the idea is you can look polished, and 1 or 2 basic suits can take you so very far depending on how you choose to style it. It's an amazing basic to have in your closet. So if you have suits, I'm sure you have lots of endless possibilities that you could put together. But it takes time and it takes some effort. You know, it's a lot of work. I mean, I think a lot of times people think, oh, clothes and shoes, that's not that important. But the reality is people size you up first 15 to 20 seconds that they meet you. They're already creating impressions in their minds about you. So it does take a minute to curate a closet that works for you and to think about, you know, how you're going to put your look together. And I'm not saying spend countless hours. The point of having a well-organized closet is to make it quick and easy. But it does take some effort to get to that point, you know, initially. But once you have the basics down, each season adding a few pieces in or taking out things that you don't wear, it's an easy transition to, you know, to do for sure.
So with that in mind, do you have any recommendations on like online resources, or just kind of like, I don't know, is lookbook the right word? Like places that you go to for like ideas?
I mean, Pinterest, scroll through, you type in, you know, what a look that you're looking for, you'll get countless images. Or even just, you know, if there's certain brands that you like, go to their website, you know, and see what pieces you might need, and they'll have ideas there as well. You know, it's just, I think, a matter of scrolling through. Even on Instagram, sometimes I'll type in, you know, a certain look or whatever, and there's, you know, for me, I think it's cool to see different looks, and you get ideas of like, all right, this is how I might have styled this suit, but wow, that's really cool. I'm going to find a way to incorporate it into my wardrobe. It's all about research, you know, flipping through a magazine, looking around. You know, I love people watching. Sometimes I see people in outfits, I'm like, that's really good. You know, I wish I had thought of that, you know. So I think I call it doing your homework. You know, you gotta kind of look around, dig in deep, and also really, I think what happens when you do that too, it really helps you define your own personal style. You might see something, you're like, that's hideous. I would never do that, but that works for them. Or, you know, I'll take this little bit from what she's wearing and put it together with something over here and make it your own. You know, that's part of the process of really, and I love, that's one of the things I love about it. You know, there are guidelines and people call them rules, but I like to break those rules. You know, if it doesn't, not everybody's going to fit in the same mold, and that's the process of really defining your personal style, because it is so personal. So it's just, but it does take some time. It's worth the investment, because in the end you're going to have things that you absolutely love to wear. They're going to fit you, or they're not going to stay in your closet, and everything that you reach for or pull for is going to work. And that takes so much stress off the beginning of our days. I mean, once we all get back into our routines, or if you guys are still working or going out there, the idea is to eliminate one more stressful thing out of a day that we don't know what it's going to hold. You know, the clothing should be the easiest part of your day, picking out what you're going to wear. I really appreciate you guys asking questions and having interest in this. It's very nice to connect with you, and I hope that these concepts are helpful. And any questions, I'm happy to take.
Any questions? We're going to have a replay of this, Jacinta, so you can watch the beginning. And also, Lena, she can do also one-on-ones, you know, virtually, or anything you guys need. So I put Lena's profile in the event page on Instagram, but she also has LinkedIn. You know, you can follow her wherever she is and get a hold of her. And also, if you have any questions about looks or whatever it is, you can use the app, SelfieMark, where you can pull two looks, like I said, side by side, and get feedback from people like Lena, or you know, any other advisor in the app, or our community of users in the app. So whatever you guys want to do, then if you have any questions, let me know. And if you have any suggestions about what speakers or what subjects you want to talk in these meetings, please let me know, because we're pretty open right now. We're doing all these, and we're really trying to get through these problems, you know, that we have right now with the lockdown. So, but we're trying to learn, and we're trying to, you know, the idea is to keep going, keep learning, and keep improving ourselves, you know, as women, improving our looks, improving our mind, everything. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. And thank you for coming. Thank you, Lena, for being here. And I hope, guys, I hope to see you.
I was going to say, yes, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. I'm also on Instagram at my DC dress. So there's more detailed tips and things like that if you wanted to check that out. So would love to, and I'd be happy to follow you back too, all of you. So on Instagram. But this has been lovely, and it's nice to meet all of you. I hope that if you decide to take on your closet, that it's successful and that you enjoy the end result. And please feel free to shoot me a question in my direct messages, or however you want to reach me. I'm happy to help.
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you, guys. So see you in the next meeting, and please like our page so you can get to know what meetings we're having the next couple of weeks. See you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.